When a regular citizen stumbles onto something ugly they can't fix, they run to the police. Like this girl, she spots a pack of thugs cornering another girl in an alley and reports it, quick as that. The cop she tells flashes a warm, friendly grin and says he's already on the case. She nods and walks off, but something cold coils in her gut. And her gut isn't wrong, because the man she just trusted is police, all right. A moldy, rotten cop, the kind that spoils the whole carton. The smile drops off his face like a mask hitting the floor. He stares dead ahead and mutters. Well then, time to clock out. The female officer beside him jolts, jabbing a finger at the alley right in front of them, where a gang's got a fragile girl surrounded. Let's move in, now, she urges. But the rotten one just pouts. Move in for what? See how many of them there are. 2 of us walk in, we do nothing. The exact scene that just got reported. She won't drop it. Then call for backup. He shrugs like none of it's his problem. Those punks'll get bored and wander off. Happens here all the time. Waste of energy. Then a new voice cuts clean through their little debate. Another cop, planted in front of the gang, telling them flat to let the girl go. The thug running things turns lazy eyes on the young officer. The hell is this? He sneers. The officer glares back, patience already gone. I said take your hand off her. The thug tosses the girl aside, steps up, and blows a lungful of cigarette smoke straight into his face. And what if I don't feel like it, he scoffs. The officer doesn't waste breath. He moves. One strike, teeth slammed together, mouth flooding red, pain rocketing up to the thug's skull like a signal on bad Wi-Fi. The cigarette drops from limp fingers. The officer watches him flop and writhe on the ground clutching his jaw, and his face doesn't so much as twitch, like he just flicked a fly off his sleeve. In the patrol car, the 2 cops sit slack-jawed. A cop dropping a thug that fast, before anyone could blink. Record-breaking response time. The officer flexes his hand, calm as a Sunday. Don't like it? Then you take the beating. What else is there? The gang's got numbers, and numbers always make trash think the world should tremble for them. They don't take this one seriously either. Knuckles cracking, mouths running filth, they all rush him at once, boss out front, pain conveniently forgotten. Forgotten, that is, until the officer's fist rearranges his face and reminds him all over again, his head snapping back like a busted spring. The 2 cops in the car have gone paler still, mouths hanging, breath run shallow. A handful of moves and the whole crew is floored. But the boss earns his title. Barely conscious, face and mouth a wet crimson mess, one tooth gone, he grinds his jaw and spits, "You're dead, you mutt. Today I kill you." And sure enough, when a man reaches into his shirt, what comes out is always a gun or a blade. For a 2-bit thug, it's a folding knife. The officer hears the threat and sneers. Kill me. You ever actually killed anyone, tough guy? The thug roars, fine, today's the day. He seizes the knife hand and leans in soft, a devil whispering in his ear. Nonsense. You've never taken a life. Your eyes rat you out. No fear on the officer at all. Can't kill. What are you? Then do it, the officer breathes. Dragging the blade toward his own heart. I told you. Kill me. The thug shakes, terror all over him. Each word lands like a hammer on the scumbag's paper-thin nerve. If you can't kill me, then you die. The thug nearly faints on the spot, cold sweat sheeting down his face. The dagger slips from his grip and rings off the pavement. He staggers backward, staring like he's watching something crawl out of hell. Who the hell are you? The officer calmly clamps a hand on his shoulder. The 2 cops outside forget to breathe, too stunned to remember they're meant to step in. He squeezes, veins bulging along his arm, crushing down until even the fabric wrinkles under the pressure. Who am I? I'm the one who drags trash like you in and wrings it out. I'm a police officer, he grins as the thug screams. Rewind about a week. In Port, late afternoon, the dock's dead and empty. A shadow slides up to a sealed blue container and, without a flicker of hesitation, hauls it open. Inside, a crew bristling with blades and every kind of sharp thing. Not clumsy street trash this time. These are the real article, killers. The newcomer looks them over, cold. Quite the crowd. This man is an assassin. They call him Bi-Gwang. The one running the pack is another assassin, Maple Leaf. He wipes down his sword and drawls, cutting it a little late, aren't you? This was the last job on the board, and they'd been waiting so long their necks had gone stiff. Bi-Gwang steps in, unbothered. A little late. Don't oversell it. He scans the room. Zero goodwill in any of those eyes. What kind of job even is this? Buddha told me to run it with you lot. Behind him, someone who'd been lurking dead silent lunges, both fists gripping an iron chain, aiming to loop it around his throat. The chain drops in front of his face. On pure instinct he snaps a hand up and catches it before it can bite closed. He spins, wrenches the chain tight, and drives a razor elbow into the attacker's neck. The man drops instantly, folding to the floor like a dumped sack of potatoes. The chain slides free, and now it belongs to Bi-Gwang. He grips it hard and growls, "The hell do you think you're doing?" Maple Leaf rises, walks over, slit eyes narrowing to nothing. He laughs. "Doing? I'm working." The assassins behind him start creeping forward, faces gone feral. "Working," Bi-Gwang echoes, not getting it yet. Maple Leaf's grin curdles into something a villain wears right before he meets his ancestors. "This is your dismissal ceremony, Bi-Gwang." The word barely lands before the whole pack floods in. Their fatal mistake, handing Bi-Gwang a weapon. His bare hands were already a death sentence. Now they've built him a stage. First one in, he whips both ends of the chain around the fool's neck, uses him as an anchor, and launches a knee straight through the ugly middle of his face. Right behind, another comes swinging an axe for his skull. The blade's maybe 3 centimeters out and he doesn't even bother to blink, just leans back on his right leg like a hinge and cracks his left into the axeman's throat, snapping the head sideways. Another rushes. This crew's only real talent is showing up in numbers, like leeches swarming a free buffet. Smooth as running water, Bi-Gwang flicks one end of the chain around a knife wielder, slips under the arm mid-stab. Circles to his back, and grabs the far end while the steel's already choking the life out of him. He pulls the chain tightly, finishing off the last attacker. Maple Leaf's smile is gone. It takes Bi-Gwang no time at all to level the pack of amateurs, hammering skulls till they leak. He grabs one guy leaking red from nose, mouth, and scalp. And slams him down with a wet thud. Then he turns to Maple Leaf, ice in his voice. "You planning to eat me with prep this week?" Maple Leaf spits a curse and reaches into his shirt, and like I said, when a man does that, a gun's about to make its entrance. Sure enough, out comes a pistol. "I hate guns," he says. "But this is Buddha's order. I'm to hand him a whole corpse. And a gun's the tool that finishes the job clean." Bi-Gwang's teeth grind, eyes gone bloodshot, face twisting with rage. He'd been promised this was the last one. After this, freedom. Why? Ask him in hell. Goodbye. Maple Leaf squeezes the trigger. Bi-Gwang throws himself forward like a man possessed, every ounce of his hatred behind it. The shot cracks. Blood sprays the concrete. And through the drifting gun smoke, the dull gold of a Buddha statue. The scene cuts to an ancient temple, incense smoke curling toward a golden Buddha. An old monk kneels before the statue, for sticks of incense still smoldering, and beneath them, a memorial tablet bearing the name Bi-Gwang. His phone buzzes. He checks it, unbothered. Is it done? Yes. All done. The voice on the other end freezes him solid, because it isn't the voice that was supposed to answer. Somewhere else, the man who should have made that call is lying in a spreading pool of his own blood. Bi-Gwang stands over Maple Leaf's corpse gripping the dead man's phone, murder in his eyes. "You son of a bitch." The old monk's tone doesn't so much as flicker, calm as fake compassion always is. He glances at the tablet sitting in the incense bowl. "I was just preparing your 49th day ritual. Fitting that you'd call in on your own memorial. Then, almost bored, come to the temple, if you dare." What the old snake really means is a welcoming committee of assassins already waiting to carve him up. Bi-Gwang doesn't blink. "Open the door." I'm already outside. You don't come out, I come in. He hurls the phone at the ground and tightens his grip on the dagger. He steps through the gate ignoring every blade pointed his way, one thought looping in his skull, that old bastard stole everything from him. A hulking meathead lurches into his path like a speed bump made of muscle. Bi-Gwang doesn't even grant him a full sentence. Buddha. The old fraud who steals children and forges them into killing machines. Murder for hire, that's your holy man. The thug says nothing, veins bulging as he hoists an axe overhead and brings it down like Judgment Day. Bi-Gwang gives him one cold glance, flicks the dagger, and slides past. A single slash opens the man's gut from hip to hip. Out of my way, trash. You're up next. He carves through the compound like a lawnmower through weeds, blood painting his clothes, his face a mask of pure, straining fury. This body, this life, Buddha built it from scratch just to gut it later. My body. He snatches a boy's wrist and buries the blade in his stomach. My life. The dagger opens another throat, blood arcing bright. And my family. A blade sinks into his own back mid-swing. The woman behind him freezes the instant she realizes what she's done. Bi-Gwang spins on her, eyes flooding red, a beast finally off its chain. When the smoke clears, every assassin in the courtyard is dead, and Bi-Gwang is bleeding from a dozen places. Staring down the black eye of Buddha's gun. You promised me, he rasps, dropping to his knees. I want to live after my final mission. You promised me a human life. One more job and I walk. You promised. And I'm keeping that promise. Buddha leans in close, almost gentle. The end of a human life is death. Buddha prepares to end the MC's life, but before that. A chant murmurs, Namo Amitabha, like a lullaby for a killer. The shot cracks. Blood soaks the stone. Bi-Gwang's eyes fall shut, and even dying, he swears he'll claw his way back from hell for payback. A weak light seeps in first, shadows sharpening into shapes. 3 young cops stand over him, faces knotted with worry. He sits up and stares back at them, just as lost as they are. The hell's wrong with this guy, one mutters. The doctor's verdict, temporary amnesia. The only woman in the room panics. Kim Gyeongsoo, hey, snap out of it. He blinks. Who's Kim Gyeongsoo? That's you, obviously, she says as the other office hands him a mirror and badge. As we move close to the poster we see a man. Kim Gyeongsoo, a police officer. But the thing wearing that face, looking out through those eyes, is the blood-soaked ghost of a professional killer. He stares at the mirror, then the badge, hands shaking. What the hell? I died, and I'm awake. He slowly starts to realize what's happened to him. His face drains white. I'm a cop. Yes, the legendary Bi-Gwang, gutted by his own people, has clawed his way back into the world wearing a rookie's skin.